to Stylish Naija YouTube channel. I want to say thank you to all of my subscribers. Thank you all for subscribing to Stylish Naija YouTube channel. I thank you for your love and for your support. I actually don't take it for granted. Thank you so much. If you are new to the channel, this is the first time of you coming across Stylish Naija YouTube channel. I would appreciate if you hit on the subscribe button, and if you after hitting on the subscribe button, also hit on the bell on the side to get an update whenever I upload a new video. So that's just basically the essence of hitting on that bell. So when I post a video, you are going to be among the first people that will see the video. Okay, so in today's class, I'm just so excited. In today's class, I'm going to be showing you guys how to cut and sew this female jacket. So you can see the picture up there. So that's what we're going to be learning how to cut. It is a double button jacket. So that's what we're going to be learning how to cut and sew today. Okay, so if you want to register for our online classes, you can see my number scrolling through the screen. Just send me a message on WhatsApp. I'll give you the details of the classes that we have available running presently. Okay, so you can also follow me in all of my social media platforms: Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, all at Stylish Naija. Okay guys, so let's get started. So the fabric that I'm going to be making use of here, have satin. I'm going to be making use of this doll face satin, which is 2 yards, and then I've got my lining also here, and then I've got my pattern paper. So we're going to be drafting it on the pattern paper, and then we'll transfer to the fabric. So okay, let's just get started. Okay guys, so these are the measurements that I'm going to be making use of. So the shoulder measurement that I'm making use of, the shoulder is 14 inches, and then my bust point, I hope you can see it, my bust point, this is my bust point. That's from the shoulder, here, this is the shoulder to the bust point. I have 10 inches, and then I have from the shoulder here again to the under bust. So the shoulder to the under bust is 13. That's from this point to this point is 13. And then from the shoulder to the full length, I'm making use of 19 inches. And then I added 2 inches as my allowance. And then the circumference that I'm going to be using, the bust circumference that I'm going to be using, I'm going to make use of 40 inches. The under bust is going to be 36. And then the down part, which is the half cut, which is the waist, I'm going to be making use of 38 inches. So these are all of the dimensions that I'm going to be making use of. So we're just going to go ahead now. The first thing we're going to do, we're going to draft just like a basic bodice, which is going to be the back pattern. So after drafting the back pattern, that's what we're going to use to modify it into the front pattern. So it's easier that way. Okay, so now we're going to start inputting all of our measurements. So the shoulder measurement is 14. You divide 14 into 2, you have 7 inches. So this is my 7 inches. I'm going to mark my 7 inches here, and then I'm going to go ahead, I'll add just 1 inch as my allowance. So from this point, I'm going to go ahead, I'll mark my armhole measurement. So I'm going to make use of 8 inches. So the full armhole is 16. You divide it into 2, and then I will mark like this. So I'm going to go ahead, I will give it a fine curve, and then from this point I'll go down by half of an inch. I'm going to slope it down. Okay, so the next measurement we're going to add now is our bust circumference. So like I said, I'm making use of 40 inches. You divide 40 into 4, you have 10 inches. So I'll place it like this. I'll mark my 10 inches here, and then I'm going to add 2 inches as my allowance. And then the next on my under bust line, I'm going to be making use of 36. When you divide 36 into 4, you have 9 inches. This is 9 inches. And then I'll go ahead, I'll still add 2 inches as allowance. And then on my half cut, that's which is like my full length, I'm making use of 38 inches. So when you divide 38 inches into 4, so I have 9.5. So I'm just going to go ahead, I'll add my 9.5. And then on the down part also, on this down part, I'm going to add 2.5 inches allowance. So you can add your own applicable allowance. So from this point, from this top part, I'm going to connect all of my lines together. So you see, that is how easy it is for this. The next thing we're going to input now is the neckline measurement. So for the neckline, I'm going to add a round neckline for the back pattern, which I'm going to make use of 3 inches. This is 3 inches, and then the depth is going to be 1.5, which is okay. So I'll mark it round like this. So we're going to go ahead now, cut it out. So I'll go ahead and transfer this to the to my fabric. Okay guys, so this is our pattern. Okay, so now we're going to turn this into the front pattern. So I've made a duplicate of the back piece. So the next thing, I'm going to open this. So and then the neckline, I'm going to extend it. You know, we made it on one part. I'm just going to go ahead and extend it. So I was just trying to work on it earlier. So I'm just going to clean it and then I'm going to explain to you guys. So just extend the neckline so you know where the width is going to start from. And then you open up your pattern like this. So after opening, the next thing I'm going to do now, I'm going to measure, depends on how deep I want my neckline to be. That's where I want the V to cross to. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to mark my chest line. I'm just going to mark my chest line is 8 inches. I'm going to come down with, I'll just add half of an inch to it. So you can use your chest line point, which is 8 inches, but I'll make use of 8.5 inches. So I'll just include it like this on my pattern. And then the next thing I'm going to, from this point, I'm going to create a V. And then depends on how you want the cross to be. You are going to determine that from this point. So for this is the center front. What I'm going to do, I want it to cross to maybe about 3 inches, which is okay from the center front. That's about 3 inches. So what I'm going to do now, from this point now, I'm going to come to this point. So from this chest, this is the chest part. I'm going to determine how much I want. So after the chest part, I'm going to come in a little bit. I'm just going to come. This is, sorry, I said chest. This is the chest line. This is the center front. That's what I meant to say. This is the center of the front. So from this point, because my neckline is going to slant, you can see the pencil that I used earlier. It's going to slant into this point. So it depends on how much slope you want it to be. You understand? So that is what we determine. So if I'm making 3 inches, that means my neckline is going to go as much as up to this point like this. So I'm just going to go ahead from this point like this. I'm going to mark about 1.5. So you can mark, just do your own markings anyhow you want it. And then from this point, I'm going to create that V shape. So you can see that it is landing on the chest line point. If I want it deeper, I'll come down. So it depends on how deep you want. You can come down to your bust point line. So that means that one you are going to use you are going to make use of a camisole. So from this point, I'm just going to go like this. So once I get to that chest line point, I'll create my V like that. Once I get to that my chest line point, you remember the 3 inches that I marked here? I'm just going to go ahead like this. I'll mark my 3, I'll connect it to my 3 inches line like this. So at the end of the day, this is what I have. So I'm just trying to highlight it properly. So this is what I'm going to have. So this is my jacket. So all of this piece is going to cut off and then I'll cut out a second piece of this. So I hope you understand it. So I'm trying the drafting part, I'm trying to add more emphasis on it. So you can see what we have. So I'm going to make a duplicate of this now. That is what is going to serve as my front piece. Okay guys, so you can see, so I've cut out the second piece. So what you are going to do after cutting this out, you are going to make sure, remember that 3 inches that we came into, you are going to put a mark there. So that is where the piece is going to stay. It's going to stay like this. So you see, it's going to stay there. And then I've added a dart on my own. I just added a waist dart. So you can do any dart pattern of your choice. So the next thing is, so I'm going to transfer this to my fabric and then cut out the lining. And then I'll show you how to stitch it. Okay, so I finished cutting out my pieces. So this is my back piece, this is the line, this is the fabric, and then this is the lining. So I've added the darts, I added the notch for the dart. So the next thing I'm going to do now, I'm just going to take it to my machine and then notch my dart point. So that's for the back. So for the front piece, I'm using the same satin to line the front piece. So why I'm doing this, so when you open your jacket, it's going to have a beautiful finish inside instead of using this lining. So I cut out 4 pieces of this. So like I'm going to use it to line it. So now the next thing I'm going to show you how to stitch this now. So you remember that part. So like I said, you put a notch on where you want the cross to be. So which is 3 inches. So you just mark that 3 inches point like this. And then you can notch it. So with that, you're going to know when you want to turn your jacket in front. So the next thing I'm going to do now, I'm going to go and sew them and turn them. So I'll join the front. So I'll keep the lining on the side. I'll join them like this. I'm going to join to the shoulder. I'm making an inseam finishing. So I'll stitch them. So you see, this is how I'm going to go and stitch them. So I'll join it on the shoulder, join it on the side, shoulder, side, and then I'm going to have this. So I'm going to turn it from the side. So the same thing I'll do with the back piece. That's I'll do with my lining. I'll join them together. I'll come back and show you after joining them. Okay, so I'll go ahead and I'm going to join the side. So you take your measurement. So this is the fabric and then this is the lining. I'll take half inch, I'll join it on the side and then come back and show you how to join the lining to the actual fabric. Okay guys, so you can see, so I finished stitching. So you can see our jacket is coming to life. So this is our lining and then this is our main piece. So the next thing now, we're going to join all of them together. So when you are making an inseam, you are going to make sure you match all of your points. Make sure that you trim it, everything is okay, and then match all of your points. You face, this is right side of my fabric and right side of my lining. I'm just going to go ahead, I'll make use of my pins. I'm going to pin all of the darts. Everything is going to match. So you can see my darts to dart, side seam to side seam, and then make sure it gets to the end. So I'll just go ahead, I'll pin it, and then I'll take it back to the machine. This is how I'm going to stitch it. I'm going to stitch all of the 4 edges and then stitch the neckline, match the necklines together, stitch them, and then the only part that is going to be left for me to turn it is the armhole. So I will turn it out, iron it, and then we'll come back and cut out the sleeves. Okay guys, so you can see I finished stitching. So you can see how beautiful our jacket is looking. So you see the inside is perfect. The next thing that is remaining now is for us to cut out the sleeve. So the sleeve is just a regular balloon sleeve. So I already have that sleeve on my channel. So because for the video not to be too long, I'm just going to drop the link on the description box. So the next thing I'm going to do now, I'm going to show you how we're going to place the buttons. So after fixing the sleeve, I'll show you how to place the buttons on the jacket. Okay guys, so you can see I finished fixing the sleeve. So the sleeve, I actually did not add any lining to the sleeve. So like I said, at the end of the day, I just made a band. So I'm going to drop the link of the one on the picture, that balloon sleeve. That one is with elastic. I'll drop the link for you like I said earlier. So I don't want that sleeve, so I just added band on my own. So the next thing we're going to do now, we're going to add the buttons. So for the buttons, you can actually turn it however you want to turn it. So mine, I'm just going to take it like this so you can see this is how it's going to lap on top. Okay, so this is how it's going to lap on top of each other. So my buttons, so I'm going to add 4 buttons. So I'm going to put one here and then I'll put one here like this, and then the other one is going to stay like this. It's just like these other ones here. These ones are just going to stay like design buttons. It's not like they are doing any function, so they are just going to stay here, and then this one is going to stay here like this. So it's only this one that I'm going to do my button holes on top of this. And then so for the buttonhole, if you have a machine that does buttonhole, you can use it to do your buttonhole. So I'll place them and then you put it, it will come out like this. So I'm going to go ahead, I'll do that right now so you can see how it is looking. I'll do that and then I'll put it on the mannequin for you to see the final look of the jacket. So thank you so much. Okay guys, so at the end of the day, you can see how our female jacket looks like. It actually came out really beautiful. So if you try out this, you can share a picture with me on our Facebook page. If you find this video helpful, please hit on the like button and also subscribe if you have not done so already. So thank you so much. I'll see you in my next video. You can drop your questions on the comment section. I'll see you in my next video. God bless you.